With that, I believe, yes, Dark is now the only Zerg player left in the tournament, as is usually the case. Oh boy. Hopefully we can cast him later. Fingers crossed, papi, fingers crossed. As spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Terran player representing himself, leading the series 1-0. It is Cure. One of the best Terrans in Korea, and spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Protoss representing Twisted Minds down in this series. It is Classic. But yeah, we just got some updates. So Solar has been eliminated. He got 2-0'd by Hero, and again Trigger got 2-0'd by Dark as well. So Hero versus Dark is about to begin. I believe that is being casted by Rotterdam. I think Roddy is covering that series. But again, we already committed. We already got in the lobby, and we're already following these two players. And again, it would be nice if we just got to follow this all the way into Diego, and we'll see how far Diego can go. Big fans of Kellezer on the channel. Big fans. Why no Solar? He's already gone, Shpapi. He's already gone. He's already out. So we are getting into this, and Cure is going to be going for a more economic opener, going to be going for a Rax Expand, single gas opener, and because he's being economic, this probe is being so annoying, a second SCV is pulled down, and Cure can finally expand. Was delayed by a couple of seconds, but he now gets his base on the low ground. Meanwhile, across the map, again, it is going to be a gate cyber expand. Cure will get eyes on that with his SCV, will pull back. And we're just waiting for our tech of choice from Classic, as he's going for his first adept. So nothing too crazy when it comes to the openers. In the previous series, we saw Kellezer be quite a lot more aggressive. But this time, Cure being very economic with how he's opening up. Again, Cure has some of the best TVP in the world, and he, unlike some other Terran players out there, Cure has no fear when it comes to just going into a longer game against Protoss. Getting into the mid game, I should say. As we do have our tech here, the Reaper is going to be forced back, and a Twilight Council is thrown down from Classic. So this is going to be a Twilight Council opener. This should be for Blink, and then we'll see whether he goes for, just like Rewhite, 2-gate Blink into a third base, or if he commits a little bit harder and throws down additional gateways. Again, the gateway count is going to tell us how aggressive Classic plans on being, so we'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, across the map, we have our 1-1-1 setup. Getting into a Hellion as well. Interesting choice. The Hellion, because we only have one of them, isn't really designed to do damage. This is designed to scout. It's very fast units, and you can see it just scouring the map right now, trying to get a read on what's going on. Reaper will commit, and Cure will spot the Twilight Council. Just barely. Sees it researching. He's fully aware, and we can see 2 more gateways are thrown down here at the natural. So it's going to be a 3-gate Blink opener. 3-gate Blink gives you map control. Gives you enough for map control. You can contain your opponent, but you can't quite commit to any kind of big warp in or big Blink into the main base. You don't really have the production to really sustain being too aggressive. So Classic should be expanding behind this. Again, 3-gate Blink into an expansion. Meanwhile, Cure just focusing on scouting. We have one Widowmine with this medevac, and again, we still have that Hellion as well. The Hellion has been checking and scouting the entire map and will soon be checking the wall as well. Cure, he's already scouted 1 gateway in the main. He hasn't seen the gateways yet at the natural, but he soon will. As we even have the Raven on the way as well. If you saw for a moment there, Cure actually had started Interference Matrix, but he cancelled. Here we go. He boosts into the main base, goes for the mine drop, is gonna get cleaned up. At the same time, the Hellion goes into the natural. Will not get into the mineral line. And Cure does get cleaned up. But again, it was only 1 mine and 1 Hellion. The purpose of this was to read how many gateways there are. And he confirms, only 3 gateways. Third base should be on the way. Kira knows that he's not really in any danger. He knows that he doesn't have to continue tank production, that he's safe back at home. He's just setting up, going for an add-on swap. There it is. Interference Matrix is now on the way. And he's getting into his bio production. So again, Kira, he saw everything he needed to. And we can see Classic taking a third, teching up. Interesting tech path. We're not going for Colossus or Disruptors. Instead, Storm. Or we have a Templar Archives for Archons and Storm instead. Which means this Interference Matrix is a little bit lackluster. Unfortunately, Kira didn't see the follow-up. He saw the 3-gate blink, yes, but he didn't see the tech afterwards. So he's blindly preparing for Colossus when there won't be any. So again, this Raven isn't going to be as impactful as it otherwise would have hoped to have been. And High Templar, they don't care about your Ravens. They like them, Bobby. They like them. As Classic is getting set up on these 3 bases. Likewise, Kira is just building up his forces. He's waiting for stim, he's waiting for combat shields, waiting for his upgrades. Does catch an observer, removing high ground vision, and there is a third CC on the way after the observer was killed. So Classic, now he doesn't know, now he's in the dark as to whether or not Kira is going for a 2-base all-in. He's not fully aware. Now, Kira isn't really known for 2-base all-ins. He's done them in the past sporadically, but he's mainly more of a macro player. And here we go, the move out is upon us. Very important that Classic had these Stalkers. It's only 3 Stalkers, but these are designed to catch the army, to spot the army, and to give him enough time to prepare. Storm is going to finish. Storm is done. Army's getting ready. We have 2 High Templar, 2 more High Templar on the way. We have 1 Storm each on these 2 High Templar. So we have 2 Storms available. We're about to have 3 Storms available. Oh my god. Scan spots the army. Kira, he's aware of the High Templar. He knows and he backs off. Again, if he saw Colossus, he probably would have committed. He probably would have moved out, especially with this Raven. But going up against High Templar, immediately Ghost Academy. Ghost, we need some EMPs, we need some Ghosts, and Kira is taking his third. So Kira takes a more defensive position upon seeing the army. He knows that he cannot push into this. He knows that he knows that Classic wants him to push in. And we're getting into the mid game. 3-base saturation for both players. Classic is now going to be the one moving out. Kira has a decent spread, but there is a way in towards the south. Yo, we're going for a storm drop. Up. How good can we react? We do drop on the army, not on the mineral line. And here we go. The Zealots are pushing on forward, but there's plenty of bio here. We disable the prism. But we still have storms. We still have storms available. Regardless, the army is forced back. Cure will hold. Again, if we didn't get a disable on that war prism, we would have seen so many more Marines go down. Big EMPs on some of those High Templar, but we still have 3 more High Templar full of energy. Classic, he wants to keep on going. Warping in another round. There is 1 tank in position. Good spread as well from Cure. Coming in for the storm. Ooh, clutch EMP, but another storm will connect. And another as well. The Zealots are running out though. We need some more reinforcements. There we go. We get another wave of Zealots and another storm. Another storm connects and Classic will break through. He takes down the mineral line. He cleans up the tanks. 19 SCVs went down. That is the damage that Classic was looking for. And behind this, Classic is taking a 4th base. Now, he has to be careful. 0 storms left. This army is now a little bit vulnerable for Classic. Very vulnerable to EMPs. Mines are going to be going off, and this feels like an overextension from our Protoss player. Yeah, we have to respect the position. We have to back off. We did a lot of economic damage. We don't want to throw anything away. So Classic, he pulls back with his main army. He's coming in for some drop harass into the main base. Prism does take a lot of hits. Oh no! Oh my god. And we're going to be able to get a couple of SCVs. The War Prism will survive. And Cure, even though he's hurting when it comes to his economy, look at his army. His army is massive. A lot of that supplies in medevacs, to be fair. Like, there are quite a lot of medevacs available here for Cure, but he still has a beefy ground force with Ghosts, with Marauders, and now it's going to be Classic on the defensive. Now, what I love about what Classic's doing is he's taking the Restressing Gas Geyser and he's transitioning into Colossus. Like, as we mentioned before, like, the scary thing about this army here for Classic is that he has very limited splash damage, very limited High Templar, very limited Storms. That's about to change with the Colossus. Here we go. Cure is moving out. He lost his Raven earlier, so he doesn't have Disables anymore. There we go. He's working his way up the ramp. A good EMP. That Prism is so low. Ah, but a massive Storm on the army. EMP once again. Catches the High Templar. Ooh, the Prism goes down. No more Storms, but the Colossus arrive just in time. Are they going to be enough? The Vikings go ham. The Colossus fall one after the other. And there is 0 splash damage. Cure has done it. He has broken through. Back at home, he's losing his third base. He's losing everything at his third, but he doesn't care because he camps the production. He gets on top of the natural. The Robos are depowered. No more Colossus or Disruptors. And Classic has nothing left. The EMPs were clutch from Cure. And the Colossus were just too little too late. And the tech is going down, the natural base as well. These High Templar are slowly gathering energy, hoping for a miracle storm. Cure, he finally sees the 4th base. He didn't know where it was. He didn't know that there was a 4th. And he's setting his reinforcements there, and Classic, he's just accepting the situation, accepting the game. EMP on the Ghost. Storm, oh my god, oh! We stand in the storms, Poppy. Massive storms in the main, but it doesn't matter. There's just too much Terran, too much Bio, too much Cure. GG gets called, and Cure will take the series 2-0, eliminating Classic from the tournament. GG. Oh, GG, well played. Very well done there by Cure. Very good execution as well. Again, initially, Classic was on the driver's seat. You know, Classic, he had done a lot of economic damage. He had, in a way, forced an all-in. In a way, forced an all-in out of Cure. But Cure was building up his forces, and his spellcaster usage was insane. Not just when it came to the Raven, but also when it came to the Ghosts as well. The EMPs were so clutch. He, time and time again, would either catch the War Prism or catch the High Templar as well. Especially in that final fight. And even as some people are pointing out, again, if that had happened a couple of seconds later, if the Colossus had come out sooner and joined the main army so that the Colossus would actually have some kind of buffer force, we could then actually hold on to the ramp. We could hold on to the ramp, we could hold on to the high ground, and we would have a very different game. But alas, Cure came in just in time. GG. GG, well played.